Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today we have so much to talk about. I'm back here at headquarters and back on the job again. And so I want to first welcome all of our Let's Go family members, as well as welcome to all of you who are new. We're really glad to have you with us, and I am really grateful to our Let's Go family members for always being here with us. If anyone hasn't subscribed here, we would ask you to please subscribe to our channel. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't obligate you to anything. It just makes you a member of the Let's Go family, and you will just receive a little notification if you hit the bell next to the subscribe button to let you know whenever we put up a video or whenever we go live. And it'll just help you stay up to date with everything that is going on right now, which is so much. And it will also help you be part of the conversation here because we have a wonderful group. So I want to start off today talking about the Sapphire Princess's cancellation day. I want to start by thanking all of you. So many of you were so kind to send me the updates that you had received from Princess to give me a heads up. You all are amazing. You let me know about that even before Princess posted it on their website. So thank you so very much. I should have done a video about this on Wednesday. As you all know, I was visiting, helping with my granddaughters, and I did not have a moment in that day or yesterday to do that. And so we're going to talk about it today. Like I said, the Sapphire Princess has had her sailings canceled for a while here. She was due to start sailing out of Los Angeles, and they were going to do some Mexican Riviera cruises, some to Puerto Vallarta, some to La Paz, Mexico. They were going to do some California coast cruises, including San Francisco, and then just some of the West Coast classic cruises. They also had some sailings to Hawaii, and so there was really quite a variety of cruises that they were going to be sailing. The first one that's canceled is, I believe, June 25th of 2022, and she is going to start sailing then at the end of September of 2022, so it takes all the cruises right through there. It happens to be 11 cruises that were canceled, and I know that we had a lot of Let's Go family members who had these sailings canceled, so I am really sorry. I'm sorry that your vacation got canceled, and for what it's worth, I really hope that as many of you as possible, since you've got that time blocked out of your schedule, maybe you can pick up another cruise and go somewhere that you would really enjoy. If you need any help with that, even just suggestions, or you want information on a cruise, you can send me an email, and I'm happy to look and see what we could find that maybe you would be able to enjoy, hopefully just as much. And so Princess is offering, and my email address is always underneath the videos, and the information box just under these videos. So to make amends, Princess realizes that they have canceled her vacation. If you decide to book another cruise soon, you need to book it by May 31st of 2022 and sail by December 31st of 2022. If you had an inside or an ocean view room booked, they will give you $100 on board credit for that next sailing. If you had a balcony, it will be $200. And if you had a mini suite or a suite booked, you get $300. And so, and onboard credit, by the way, it just shows up on your account, and you can use it for anything pretty much that you buy on the ship. You cannot use it in the casino, but you can use it to buy drinks, you can use it to buy spa treatments, shopping on the ship, or excursions. You can just, it'll just get applied to all of that. So it's handy dandy to have extra onboard credit. The other thing that I wanted to let you know about this is when you think of going on the Sapphire Princess, I hope that if you were really looking forward to sailing on the Sapphire Princess, just look and find some cruises when she restarts again, because she's a magnificent ship. The Sapphire Princess is the one that Gordon and I took to Norway. In 2018, we did the 2-week cruise. Well, I think it was maybe, I can't remember if it was 14 nights or 16 nights, that is out of Southampton, and we got to go clear up to Nordkapp there up at the top in the Arctic Circle. And so many fjords, so much beautiful scenery, so cool. We got to go to Trondheim and see the cathedral where all of the Danish kings and queens are crowned. Just like so many beautiful things. So I highly recommend the Sapphire Princess. When you're trying to think of what to compare her to, she is one of Princess's Crown class ships. And so if you think of like the Caribbean Princess, the Star Princess, that's the smaller class of ships that Princess has. Just magnificent. You would truly enjoy a sail on her, I believe. So that's everything about that. Now, while we're talking about princess ships, I want to bring up the Caribbean Princess. I've had lots of questions, as well as some people have shared their speculation in the comments. Some people have asked me if it is because of COVID that their last sailing was canceled. The Caribbean Princess had come from Fort Lauderdale around through the Panama Canal and ended up in San Francisco. They were due to do a 4-day cruise that would have taken San Francisco up to Vancouver, and that little part right there was canceled. There are people that were going to get on the ship there. There were people who were going to get off, as well as people that were going to continue. And so they canceled that cruise. Now, some people are thinking it was because they had too much COVID on board. To be truthful, I don't think that that was the reason, simply because, well, there's a few reasons. Number one, we would have heard more about it. And number two, when you look at the CDC's website, right when I've looked at it ever since, like right when they canceled that up until now, and that ship has never been read. And I honestly believe that if there was so much COVID that you had to cancel a sailing, it would be read. And it is not. I honestly think that they decided to move her up to Portland to begin her dry dock just a little bit early. I've had several Let's Go family members who saw her on her way up there. And indeed, that's where she went. She just went up to Portland to start the dry dock. And I think it would be easier to cancel like that 4 days, little bit of a sailing there, rather than like start canceling sailings at the end of her dry dock. I think that was just the easiest choice to make. And that's just me. That's what I think. If anyone has any other facts on that, I would just, of course, put them in the comments and share them with us. One of our Let's Go family members, Wayne, and a couple of others have emailed me, and they're wondering if they should cancel their sailing on the Caribbean Princess after the dry dock. Wayne's got a cruise that's booked out of Fort Lauderdale, and he's wondering if they should cancel. And you know what? If it was me, absolutely not. And I am a cautious person. Hopefully, any of you that have been around here by now know that I'm very cautious, and I wouldn't cancel that cruise. Even if you're worried about the COVID part, that any had been on the ship before the dry dock, she is going to be spending all of this time in dry dock. She'll be cleaned from top to bottom and just totally, as well as the changes that they're going to make. So I would not worry about that at all. And I think this is probably a good place to add, if you have zero tolerance for COVID, if you're not going to be on a ship that has any COVID, then this is really not a good time to sail, because we are hearing that there is COVID. There's just COVID everywhere. And I think there is going to be COVID with us for a long time, which makes me really sad. That's not happy news. But I think it's just the way it's going to be for a while. But if it drives you crazy, like, pick another kind of vacation for now so that you'll enjoy it more. So yeah, I wouldn't cancel my cruise. You just go have a lovely time. Now, the next bit of information that I've got for you, it's a little bit more of another cancellation day. Royal Caribbean has announced that they are making changes to some of the itineraries on the Mariner of the Seas sailings from, let's see, May. Let me find it. I think it's May to October. I just had it right here. In 2023, the sailings from May through October, they are just redoing. They're making a couple of changes in itinerary here and there and changing the dates. On a lot of them, it's just by a couple of days. And so since they're making the changes that they're doing, they are canceling those cruises. And then they are allowing people, if you want to rebook your cruises, you can book another cruise by April 27th of 2022. So they've given you like a couple of weeks here to make up your mind about what you want to do. You can rebook another cruise either on that ship or on another Royal Caribbean ship, and they will let you keep the fare and the perks, like whatever package you booked with, they will let you keep that and apply it to the other sailing that you book, even if it costs more. And so really, if you were on a sailing that was going to go to like, you know, just a few set ports, just pick another one right close to it and book that goes to those same ports, and away you go. I think I hope that everybody can do that and just pick a different sailing. They didn't really say why they needed to make these changes, but I think it's kind of it's noteworthy that they had to cancel so many, but they, like I said, they are just tweaking them just a little bit by a few days here and there, or maybe one port here and there. They are not drastic changes. So I just wanted to make everyone aware that that's going on. And like I said, really, if you've got one of those booked, take a look at what else is offered. And if you need help, you can email me and I'll help you, because there's still a great chance to go. Don't think that you don't get to go on your wonderful cruise. You get to go. If you just pick another one and away you go. The next thing that I wanted to let you know, and this applies to all of the cruise lines, as many of you might know, during COVID, Grand Cayman, even during the restart, really did not let ships come for a long time. They just started letting ships come maybe, I think in the last maybe 4 weeks, they started to let a certain number of cruise ships come, but they turned away a lot of cruise ships. People would have it on their itinerary and Grand Cayman would stay closed, so they wouldn't be able to go. So it was a really big deal when they opened up to just a few ships a day. But now, coming up on Monday, April 18th, they are set to stop limiting the number of cruise ships that will be able to come there a day. So if after April 18th you have got Grand Cayman on your itinerary, chances are excellent that you're going to get to go. I would love to hear from anybody who's got that booked, and if you get to go, how everything is on the island now that they are finally going to be open again. I hope that those people there on Grand Cayman are able to recover and start to earn their living again. So much money comes to really anywhere that has cruise ships come, and I know that there are so many people that rely on that industry there. And so I'm really hopeful that this goes well. So like I said, let me know how it goes. Now, another kind of update that I wanted to tell you about is I was reviewing all the protocols. Every once in a while, I review all the princess protocols just to make sure I've got a handle on it. And I want to remind everyone, because I still get some comments, and I need to go back and watch my video from like April 5th or 6th. They updated this protocols from sailings from Europe. And I just want to remind everyone, initially they just said you're going to have your test within 1 day, and they still say that. So you still have to have your test within 1 day of embarkation if you're going on a sailing out of Europe. And on Princess, that affects sailings out of Athens, Barcelona, Copenhagen, and Rome for this summer, okay? And so if you are going to go on one of those sailings, you have to have your COVID test within 1 day. And initially, they said that they would offer testing at the port for a nominal fee, and they didn't say the price. But I wanted to make sure that everyone is really clear that on their protocols now it says that we understand that this may not be possible based on your travel plans. So for your convenience, we are currently offering complimentary antigen testing at the terminal. And so that is really good news. So if anyone is going out of there and you were worried about being able to get a test done, they are going to give it to you for free at the port. Now, my plan is still to do the eye health testing in order to and try to show it at the port and see if they accept it, because I've got that test. The only reason I wouldn't be able to do it is if something funny happens with the internet that we have there in Rome or something like that, but I don't think that's going to be an issue. And so I'm going to let you know if that works. There's a lot to make sure that you do right with that, and so I also need to make sure we hurry up and do one here at home just to kind of walk you through it and see all the information that you can have it show, so that it shows everything that the cruise lines want to see. Does that make sense? Now, the other thing that I wanted to make sure everybody knows, I've had some questions, and I loved one of our Let's Go family members asked, what do I do? Because we've had a few flight cancellations here and there. I just, like I just flew down to Phoenix and back, and both days when I flew down on Monday and back yesterday, the weather was fine, no problems with weather at all. Everything was smooth, but both days we left late and arrived late. And so I don't know if the problem is like with traffic control or like what's going on, but we were late. We weren't drastically late, like a half an hour. It wasn't bad. But somebody asked, what do I do if my flight from Seattle to Vancouver to depart out of Vancouver on a cruise gets canceled? So I thought of this. Here's what you do. And this is where it really comes in handy to stay up to date with my videos, because I share all this information, and you're probably like me. You listen to some videos and you're like, I don't need to know that. But you do, because if you are flying up to Vancouver and your flight gets canceled, you need to know that Princess runs a transfer shuttle, a shuttle bus, just the normal buses that, that they take tourists everywhere in. They run those from the SeaTac airport up to the port at Vancouver. So if your flight gets canceled, instead of flying up to Vancouver to get on the ship, you could take the transfer from SeaTac up to Vancouver. They run those the morning of embarkation. The first one, it says on their website, because we used to have this book when I thought I was going to get a go on that May 2nd cruise. The first one goes at 8 in the morning. The last one goes at 10 o'clock. That is really early for a last transfer to go. Okay, but it's because it's a few hours up to the port there. And so know that. The other thing you need to know is you can book your transfer in advance, or if you are at the airport and you want to take the transfer, you can go over to where they meet and just tell Princess, say I'm on this sailing and I want to take the transfer, and they'll let you go on the transfer. They'll add the charges to your state board account, your stateroom account, and then you will be able to go. So just be really aware that you know that. And the other caveat that I would add is be early. Be early, be early, be early. Don't roll in at 10 o'clock or you might miss the shuttle. Okay? So keep that in mind, but be really aware that that's what's going on last year. And you know what? If you don't know, just like wander around baggage claim at the airport until you find them. SeaTac has all of their baggage claim like right there. There's a lot of them. Just walk along until you find a Princess person. That's what I would do. And that's what I would do if I was at any airport and realized last minute that I needed a Princess transfer to get to the ship. And so if you've got any questions about that, you can put that in the questions below. The other thing is always, always, always fly in the night before. Don't wait and fly in the day of. Like, you just never know what's going to happen. We have flown in the day of one cruise. It was the very first one we took. Luckily, everything worked okay, but I know people that it has not worked okay for. So don't wait until the last minute to arrive. Another thing that I wanted to tell everybody about, these are just two really helpful tips, and then I've got a question for everybody too that we need some help with. One of our Let's Go family members said that they were making phone calls on the pier, and somehow they got picked up by the ship's cellular instead of the cellular in the port, and they ended up with an expensive phone bill. So this is just my reminder. Whenever you are on a ship or you're close to a ship, you can look at your phone and see what you've got. I've noticed that when mine is on the is on the ship's cellular, it says cellular at sea. So I know, like whenever I see that, I hurry up and put my phone on airplane mode, because it means it has picked that up and I don't want to use that. I don't, if I ever needed to make a phone call, that's awesome. I would use it, pay extra, but just be aware, because when you are on land and you are using, or if you're close to land and you're using that cellular, it always like, I'm trying to think, we use Verizon, and it always says something so that you know that that's what it is. So just be really careful. I just wanted to tell everybody that as a helpful hint. And the other thing is, Anne-Marie was so nice. She gave us this tip. She says, when you are on a shuttle, when you are on an excursion, take a quick picture of your tour bus. Because she shared that like when they were in Pisa, there were literally, and I believe it in Pisa, Italy, there's 100 buses. She's like, there were so many buses. But she just looked at her picture and it was so much easier to figure out which was their bus. And so thank you, Anne-Marie, for that really helpful tip. I think that is amazing. So when you're going somewhere, take a picture of the bus. The next, then we've got two questions here, and tomorrow we're going to have lots of updates too. I think this was about all you wanted for one video. The two quick questions that I need is a super fast one. Has anybody taken any haunted Alaska tours? Somebody asked that in the comments. I can't remember who. And I know in Skagway they have some of those, but I have never done that. There's always things that I want to do more, but I know that some people have been to Alaska like so many times and have the luxury of doing all these fun things. So if anybody has done that, we would love to hear if you liked it and how it was. And then we just need some help. We have got a Let's Go family member who is wondering about testing at the port there in Southampton, right there at the port in Southampton, UK. And I found a place online called the Regenerative Clinic, and they offer both the PCR and the rapid antigen tests. And so I was trying to look at it on a map in comparison to like where the port is, and I could not quite tell. You might need to get an Uber there or a taxi, whatever. But if anybody knows of anywhere that you can get testing really close to the port there at Southampton, or if there's a testing spot right there at the port, would you let us know? I am hoping that as we get more sailings out of Southampton, we will all get a lot more experience with it that you can share. And if any of you have anything else to share that you would like to share about your experience or the logistics of being on a cruise anywhere in the world here that we're sailing right now on any of the cruise lines, I would love to hear from you. I'll be sharing a whole lot more of those tomorrow, as well as other information, but you all really, really inform us, and it really helps us all, and that's what Let's Go family members do for each other. So thank you. I've got my email below this video. You can put it in a comment. I've got 2 emails, in fact. Pick whichever one you want. And boy, do I appreciate you all. If you appreciate these videos, would you please give this one a thumbs up, as that helps us out. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.